Well, not my favorite time of the year. I'd like to say it is. I'd like to say, the joy of whatever it is, Christmas. I guess that's what we're calling it this. Of the magic, the wonder, the oh my Lord, will it ever end? Well, yes, probably on January 2nd it will be over. I've been very disciplined about it this year. I've increased my yoga workouts and exercise. And of course, I'm involved with charitable groups, which I am anyway, but a little bit more over this holiday season to make sure that my neighbors and people in our community that we help to help out where we're needed. So I'm really glad about that. But if you grew up in a neighborhood where your family lived a few blocks away and you're all very close and you see each other, you like each other and you get along, I think this is a time to celebrate. I got it, and everybody's healthy. That's really great. But if your family lives far away and you don't really get along with most of them anyway, it's not such a easy time. And for the people who nonetheless get together in those strained times where there's been some sort of incident in the family that's really hard to be around, God bless you, honey. God bless you for doing it. I'm not that person. I'd much rather be by myself than in a situation that's very straining, and there are a lot of them out there. Plus, I just got a notice I should post on my Facebook page, a suicide hotline. Does that give you a clue what people are looking forward to this year? Don't kill yourself. It's not worth it. This will be over in another week. It's not worth the killing yourself over. Killing is a long-term solution to a short-term problem, is what I always say. I will say that my disenchantment with this holiday started when I was 5. My parents were separated, and I was living with my mother and brother and an aunt in Santa Monica, California. My father was in New York, which is where we had come from, where I was born, where we lived. And we were there because, let's face it, my dad was fooling around again, and my mom wasn't happy about it. I didn't know that. I was 5. Maybe I did know it, but I didn't know it. And I had a dream, and that dream was that I was going to get a 2-wheel bicycle for Christmas. Oh, I really wanted a 2-wheeler so badly. And the neighbor girl, who was a little bit of a monster and was older than I, she had one, a 2-wheel bicycle. And for reasons known only to her, twisted mind, she would occasionally let me ride it, probably hoping I would break my leg or something. But I did learn to ride it, and I rode it, and I was very, very pleased and proud of how I could do that. And I showed that to my mother, who was like, please, please, kid, don't bother me. But I knew the person to impress, who had to be impressed, was my dad, because he had already taught me how to ride a horse, and that was a big deal for him. So he was coming out, as it turned, to celebrate Christmas, Christmas with us. And I was very happy to see him because, he had the money. I was very happy. Even at 5, I knew there was something. I had to get the money on my side. Mom spent it, but Dad, had it. So I rode my bicycle for them, and I remember them standing on the side porch, going, "Oh, it's wonderful," and smiling. And I thought, got a lock on this. I'm getting a bicycle for Christmas. I got a plaid raincoat. I don't know how I held it together at 5. I was like a really disciplined kid. I didn't complain. Of course, that would have been like a death sentence to complain. Are you kidding me? I was like, whoa, if you didn't complain. And I didn't cry. And years later, I realized that the reason I'd gotten a raincoat is that my parents were reconciling, and we were going to go back to New York, and of course I would need a raincoat. I would also need a snowsuit. I would need a lot of things. It's freezing cold in New York, and it's damp. But the thing I think I learned about that, without consciously saying, was to not have expectations. Don't have expectations that on a certain day at a certain time something is going to happen that you want to happen. Just be. Eventually I did get a bicycle 2 years later in New York. So, that's fine. I never regained that sense of wonder. I don't know, suppose any child whose parents are separated over the holidays think this is wonderful. This is really great. They're probably like real nervous about what's going on. So these memories stay. And I just want to mention this little girl who lived next door, or a few houses down. She one day we were standing out in her yard and she told me that, and there was a cover, and she said, I shouldn't leave out from under that cover because there was a big snake on the roof, and that snake would get me if I left. Now I'm 5, and I sort of had just learned that maybe there wasn't Santa Claus, but I was still 5. So I must have stayed there, 5 minutes, which was probably like 5 hours for a 5-year-old. And I ran for my life. I ran out of there, and I don't care if the snake gets me or not, I'm getting out of here. And I got out of there. And I learned a lesson that day too. And that lesson was run for your life when you can. Run for your life. It's a very important thing to do. I don't regret it. I don't regret running out of there, and I don't regret that I learned at a young age that I should not have expectations that on a certain day something will happen. Things happen. I got that bicycle eventually, but it didn't happen on the day I thought it would. So I learned a lot. I also learned that not all your neighbors are going to be nice. So don't kill yourself, and I'll check back with you, probably on January 2nd, maybe sooner if something lovely happens I can share with you. Bye.